Audient have completed their range of ID series audio interfaces with the launch of the 8-channel rack-mountable ID48. At £799, €899 and $999, it's packed with features, but there's one in particular that excites me. Can you guess what it is? Hi, I'm Ed Thorne. I mix and master music, nerd out on audio gear, and I'm here to help you make the most out of your home studio. The ID48 completes Audient's range of ID series audio interfaces, which already comprises the single-channel ID4, the 2-channel ID14, the 2-channel, but better, ID24, and the 4-channel ID44. The ID48 is a 24-channel in and 32-channel out audio interface. The 24 inputs are formed of 8 high-quality Audient console mic preamps with combination line-in and XLR inputs, and 16 digital inputs via ADAT at a sample rate of 48 kHz, or 8 digital inputs at 96 kHz. The 32 outputs include 8 analog outputs via DB25, more on this later, 16 digital outputs via ADAT, 4 balanced jack monitor outputs, and 2 stereo headphone outputs. The preamps offer a gain range of 58 decibels on the line-ins and total available gain on the mic inputs of 58 decibels. The ID48 hosts 2 typical Audient JFET instrument DI inputs on the front, which take precedence over XLR inputs 1 and 2 when in use. As usual, an additional 10 decibel digital gain boost is available on each input post-conversion, accessible in the ID software. Operating at 24 bits and up to 96 kHz sample rate, this unit is mains powered with USB-C connectivity. The ID48 hosts an alternative speaker selector on the front panel, a permanent talkback button, and 2 assignable function buttons for other uses such as mono, which sums the stereo outputs down to mono, or cut, which cuts the signal to the main and alt outputs. But the main event for me on this device is the inclusion of 8 switchable balanced inserts via D-sub connections, allowing you to add analog outboard gear into your recording signal chain pre-conversion. The ID Mixer app lets you configure your analog input paths. Mic is routing your mic preamp input directly to your DAW. ADC allows you to record inputs from external hardware, such as other preamps and synthesizers. And Insert utilizes the D-sub I/O path as an all-analog, no-conversion involved insert point for your mic pre's pre-conversion. And these options are all available on each analog input channel for maximum flexibility. By selecting Insert, you can also route audio from your DAW for mixing and mastering with external hardware. Now, a couple of things to bear in mind here are all the analog output paths for the mic inserts are in line with each channel. For example, mic pre channel 1 goes out via D-sub channel 1 and back in on channel 1. You can't mix and match these routings. Also, only 8 analog pathways can be used at any one time, i.e. you can't record 8 XLR inputs and 8 line-ins via D-sub simultaneously. The interface's architecture is set up for 8 analog inputs only. However, the routing options available for this still gives you a lot of flexibility, and I can see the insert feature being very popular. The ID48 is expandable up to 24 inputs with an additional 16 channels of digital inputs from any ADAT device, such as the Evo SP8, ASP800 and 880 preamp racks. Now, some of you may be asking how the ID48 is different from the ASP800 and 880, or more accurately, how they are different from this box. Fundamentally, the ASPs are not an audio interface, and this is primarily because they don't have digital to analog converters, so you can't send your audio to them from your DAW. The ASP range does give you the ability to insert analog outboard gear on each channel via their onboard D-sub connectors similar to this device, which receives the inputs pre-conversion, but you can't use this to send audio to outboard gear from your DAW like you can on the ID48. The ASPs are still very high quality mic preamp expansion racks, which can be used with the ID48 and in fact all the ID series of audio interfaces. The ASP880s, of course, also offer the variable input impedance feature, and this is really useful for matching impedances with different microphone sensitivities and offers a variety of sonic options as explored in this video. The ID48 has 2 onboard headphone amps with routing and control parameters for up to 4 independently controllable stereo headphone sends in the ID app. The additional 2 Q sends can be routed via the DB25 line outs, and this is done in the ID Mixer Application Systems panel. They could send all 4 stereo headphone Q mixers out via the D subs to a designated headphone amp rack, for example, if you need one in a different room, or split the outputs into 2 groups, 4 for the additional 2 headphone outputs, and 4 for analog routing. The ID48 covers a lot of bases. It offers the flexibility of having analog instruments and outboard gear permanently plugged into your interface without needing to swap the cables. This is ideal for producers and recording studios wanting to work quickly on the fly. It facilitates mixing and mastering through analog processing chains, monitoring through multiple speakers and multiple headphone setups. And of course, the Audient Monitor ID application offers the best-in-class monitor mixing functionality, in my opinion. Now, I was joking with the guys at Audient, who are genuinely lovely people, by the way, and thanks to Chris and Andy for support with this video. And I was telling them that I need to find something bad about this device to make the review neutral, otherwise people don't take you seriously on YouTube. If you say good things about a product, they just think you're a shill, and everyone seems to like negative reviews. But the reality is, for the price point, I really can't fault the ID48. Now, yeah, if you want a series headphone amplifier, buy a standalone designated headphone amp. If you want better conversion, spend $5 on an interface. If you want better preamps, then maybe you can buy some external pre's and connect them to this via ADAT or using the analog ins using the ADC function. So yeah, there are better individual things out there, but overall, as an all-round package, this is a really strong all-round interface. Now all we need is to wait for the ID96, which will hopefully have 16 analog ins and 16 channels of D-sub I/O. Oh, maybe some reverb for monitoring. That would be sick. Subscribe if you'd like to see the ID48 compared to the Universal Audio Apollo X8P Gen 2. That video is on the way soon. I've been Ed Thorne. It's been emotional. Thanks for watching. Oh, and by the way, the ID96 is a rumor I'm starting. It's not actually on the way, but it should be.